edition of The Edge, presented by GodfatherLocks.com. I'm Sean Brace from PhillyAmateur.com, joined as always by Mr. GodfatherLocks.com, GF. GF, how we doing, my friend?
I'll tell you what, Sean, I said this yesterday, if you listen to our report, if I feel any better, I'd be Donald Trump. I feel like I have that kind of money sitting here right now in my pockets. It's weighing me down, Sean.
Well, let's just put it out there. Let's get right to the numbers. First of all, this is The Edge. Get over to GodfatherLocks.com and use promo code EDGE for 10% off. All plays are documented. But the last 20 NFL plays, you have cashed 15.
Yeah.
15 out of the last 20 have become winners. That's incredible, GF. Incredible.
Yeah, and talk about 15 of my last 20. Let's talk about those big monster 10-star plays for a second, Sean. 15 out of the last 20 of those I've cashed in on. 12 of the last 15. 8 of the last 10. You want me to just run off some of the wins that we had last week?
Please.
Seahawks last night. Eagles, Browns, Dolphins, Colts, Jets, Vikings. Over in the Patriots-Colts game, the third ever over. We expected this, though. Did you not expect this, that at some point this year, when I start to tell you guys, and I'm looking right into the camera, when I start to tell you, when the lines get sharper, I get stronger. It's that simple. And if there's a line, there's a winner, Sean.
Absolutely. No, and it's always here's my message to all the people that are watching this video and the listeners. I tell you every single time, I go to casinos, and when I hear people screaming at the craps table, it gets my attention. And I'm like, I wonder if I can get on that hot table right there. Well, right now, it's pretty damn hot, okay? All you gotta do, GodfatherLocks.com, use promo code EDGE for 10% off. One word, E-D-G-E. All plays are documented, so you see it's no BS. All right, it's right there in front of you. Just get over to GodfatherLocks.com, take a look for yourself. Every single play is documented, and you're gonna see a ton of green, that's for sure.
Yeah, I'm looking at the screen right here. I don't know if the camera can grab that right there, if you can see it. Maybe get it on the screen. If not, you can go to the website. Sean, I'll tell you what, and the things I've been doing lately, people want to see proof, and I get it. If you're looking to invest, you're saying, what am I investing in? Let me see it on a screen. A piece of paper doesn't tell you much. You go to the website, it's all right there. It's all right there. You're going to see green. This is college football. We're going to get to the edge a little bit. Yeah. There's some green right there in college football. It's all over the board, Sean. A $100 bettor has made $10,600 in the NFL this season. And I told you this when we do the recordings. The NFL is typically, I'm okay. I'm decent. I'm not sure. It's usually college. I'm absolutely on a different level right now in the NFL. So we're cashing in big time, man.
I don't know what else you need to hear. Obviously, you hear the confidence in his voice. Just do yourself a favor this weekend. Don't go at it alone. Get over to GodfatherLocks.com and use promo code EDGE for 10% off. All right, so now we got all that.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not much else we can add.
No. I mean, a Sunday like that to go 8-2 on a Sunday to climb. And then you come back on Monday with the Eagles over the top. Then we take Seattle last night. What I'm trying to tell our listeners, people clicking on this link, is this is the time you don't want to bet alone. Yeah. Christmas is coming up, right? You want to buy presents. You want to go out there, spend some money. I'm serious. Yeah. I had a buddy of mine text me today. He's meeting his bookie right now. He had to stop at the bank, pull out a couple $1,000 because he thinks he was easy last week. He got killed. Yeah. I don't want people clicking on this link to get killed. It doesn't take much. Speaking of this weekend, winning weekend 13 of 16.
Winning
so the last 15 we cashed in 12.
Winning weekend 13 of 16.
Man.
Forgot to add that in the beginning.
Yeah,
That's about as important as it gets right there. Again, GodfatherLocks.com, that's the site. All right, let's talk about some games this weekend. We're going to go right to the NFL because this is where you're flaming. So we're going to pick up right where we left off. All right, we're going to go Steelers-Chiefs. I got the Steelers as a 3-point favorite.
Yeah, you know what's weird about this game, Sean, is that Landry Jones gets his first start. Obviously, Michael Vick with the hamstring injury, he's out. Kansas City absolutely stinks. We had the Vikings that we just alluded to earlier. The Vikings, they played them pretty tough on the defensive side of the ball. Kansas City cannot do anything. There's no more Jamal Charles. The receivers stink. Jeremy Maclin, I think he regrets going there.
He had a concussion too.
He got a concussion. Alex Smith, I don't trust. And then you look at this line, you're like, okay, the Steelers, you just had 2 big wins in a row. You went to San Diego, won that game Monday night. You came back at home against Arizona. You upset Carson Palmer and the Cardinals. How do you respond here? Typical spot for a 1-5 team to be at home to maybe shock people. And I'm not giving this out as a pick. Right now, it's a Friday afternoon. I'm looking ahead saying it's either you don't bet this game or you take Kansas City. And I may not put this out on the site on Sunday, but it's a game that just interests me. It stood out. When we go over some of these matchups, Sean, as I text you, I said, Kansas City looks a little good this weekend. So take that for what it's worth, but you want to buy on Sunday, of course.
Yeah, how good is that Steelers offense? And look, Big Ben is playing coach right now. It's pretty cool to see him mic'd up on the sideline. I like watching that. But Landry Jones is not your quarterback. So
it's tough to put your stock in a guy like that. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes people think it's easy. Sometimes it works against you. Sometimes you're like, all right, Landry Jones can't do anything. Let me take the cheese. All of a sudden, the Steelers, put a beat down, and you lost money. So it's a pick that we may or may not have, but I think it's an intriguing game to make money off.
Moving on to the AFC premier matchup of the weekend, it's the New York Jets taking on those undefeated New England Patriots. Patriots -8. Yeah. That's a hefty line right there, GF.
It is. It's a divisional opponent. You have the Patriots at home. The Jets are pretty damn good, Sean. I mean, they're 4-1 on the season, and it seems like that loss to the Eagles was like a year ago. That's how good they've been playing. Now, they did beat up on a poor Washington team last week. I get that. But a stat that stood out to me as I looked through all these games, I like trends to me in betting. They don't really do much for me. I like the eye test. We talked about this on the podcast yesterday. It's all about the eye test. But the Patriots, 27-7 at home against the spread when they're not favored by double digits. So, again, Vegas is putting this number at 8 because they're thinking the Jets are pretty good. 8 points is hefty. So, the trends tell you Pats, but the eye test tells you Jets. Another game that could be a trap for you guys out there.
Man, cashing in with those New Patriots over the years, that's for damn sure.
Yep.
All right, our third and final matchup, and this is important here in Philadelphia, but obviously it's going to be important across the country because it's it's the Sunday night game, 8:30 obviously kick. Eagles and Panthers. I got the Panthers as a 3.5-point favorite.
Yeah, this is an interesting game to say the least, Sean. We had both these teams over the weekend. We went into Seattle with Carolina, 5-star play, bang. Came back Monday, Eagles, bang. This is an interesting spot. You look at a team like the Panthers with Cam Newton. They do a lot of damage on the run game, Sean. Have you seen a team this effective running the ball and so poor in the pass game?
Third in the league in running.
Yeah, it's unbelievable, isn't it? So it's Cam Newton and it's Jonathan Stewart, and it's the way they run this offense. He put that team on their back last week.
Yep.
Then again, on the flip side, you see a team that's 10th in the league in points, 14 in yards. The offense is starting to come around in Philadelphia. And I like to talk about the Eagles every week because people clicking this are all thinking Eagles. It's interesting. It's a great primetime game. This is a game, again, when you're betting all day, you're sitting there thinking, I want to take the home team.
Yep.
I got to go with my heart. No. If you know anything about Godfather Locks, we do not play with our heart. So, I love this game. And this is one of those primetime games, Sean. We go over the stats. 9-2 in primetime games this year. And Monday night and Sunday night games. This is a good one. This is a big one. I'm not saying anymore. This is a big play Sunday night.
And off the top of my head, you had the Eagles over the Saints, you had the Eagles over the Giants. Yeah. I don't really remember what you had previously.
Well, Falcons against the Eagles in week 1. So this team I'm honed in on. Yeah, as we should be.
Yeah.
As we should be.
9-2 primetime plays. I mean, what else?
Yeah, Monday and Sunday night, Sean. And we text all the time. That's why I love being partners with you and doing this because you know football. You know the Eagles more than anybody. So I tell you, if you look at this game, and if I be honest with you, you could be honest. If you bet this game, where are you going?
Off the top of my head, I really don't have a good feeling about the Eagles going down to Carolina.
Yeah, and that's the gut feeling, but then there's some people out there that think that and they go and bet the Eagles because they don't want to go against their team. I don't mess around with that. I went to Temple University. Last night we cashed in on Temple. If I like ECU, I bet ECU. I don't have a heart in any of these teams. It's all about numbers, all about research.
He's a heartless bastard. That's why he's dressed in black.
Yeah, that's all I do, though. This is all I do. It's sports, lines. And there are times, and we're going to be completely honest, I'm frustrated. I flip tables. I go crazy. But to be honest with you, when I'm locked in the way these numbers say I am, I'm trying to put myself out there on Twitter, emails to tell you guys we're making money. This isn't about me making money. I'm fine. I'm betting my own picks. I bet every single pick myself. It's about you guys this week. It's about you guys every week.
There it is. Yeah. You heard it from the horse's mouth right there. GF is dialed in. What are you waiting for? Get over to GodfatherLocks.com. Use promo code EDGE, EDGE, one word, for 10% off this weekend. Get over there right now. GodfatherLocks.com.